I'm here today talking with Virtual Reality Jersey, and he is with Team Gravity from European League for Echo Arena Esports League. Virtual Reality, could you tell me a little bit about your team, your teammates, and how you guys came together?
So I have my two teammates right now are Viatrex and Martin the third. So me and Martin started Team Gravity in the third week of the first season. And we played in the first two just in different formats. So yeah, we've been here since the very beginning. And then Viatrex joined us kind of mid last year, kind of the lead up to Worlds. So essentially, he's been there since. And yeah, so it's been us three this season, and I mean things are going pretty well so far. It's been a interesting start to the new season. That, as kind of everyone knows, it was a bit of a last minute like, oh hey guys, you're playing next week, and like,
Right.
oh that's great. I've got holidays planned, but never mind. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's been a pretty roller coaster ride to start with. So yeah, I mean, we're just kind of getting into it now. It doesn't even feel like it's mid-season already. Or even though we're like 4 weeks in already, which is weird. But yeah.
Well, what kind of strategy do you feel like you guys are using that's giving you I mean, you're doing very well. So what are you doing that's giving you an advantage over the other teams right now?
I don't know. I feel like it's a mix of things. I think for us, obviously, we're one of the few teams that have kind of gelled really well and stuck together since last season. So
played together longer.
yeah. So we played together for quite a long time, actually, compared to a lot of the teams that are switching or chopping and changing.
It makes a big difference.
I do get why, and I think that there's potential for those teams to be really strong in the long term because, again, this game's so new, even a year in, that players are reaching their skill caps like on a regular basis, and you're starting to see that with a lot of teams. I think it's happened in North America as well, where teams have been kind of adding and removing players because people realize that it was the first year, so a lot of players that joined and that were good have actually reached a certain level where it's really hard to get past. So I kind of get that level of state of flux is going to be a thing. But yeah, I think that's a big benefit from our side of things. I think another thing, I know Poe talks about us strategizing quite a lot because that's kind of one of the things we're known for a little bit, and that's what it was leading into Worlds. But we spend a lot of time like reviewing gameplay, like of ourselves and like of other teams, and basically looking at what works, what we do well, what we will make mistakes on. I think offensively, we've got a formula that works really well, and we've got so many variations to that. And I think a lot of people are now trying to find their feet defensively. So I think for us, we've kind of got formulas that work and have worked against teams, but there's a lot of ground to make the defensive side of the game. There's a really interesting split actually between EU and NA. There's like the two regions develop styles completely different, which is really interesting to see.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like even compared to last season there were actually more similarities. This season, it's like two completely different styles. So it'll be really interesting to see how they kind of continue to develop. I think EU, it's going to be really interesting, but I think for us specifically, I mean, developing strategies is something that we do well. But also I think like the speed of our play and kind of how we can tie in those strategies together. I think we work well with kind of blending strategies together. So essentially kind of moving from one strategy to the next and kind of blending the two plays. So it kind of creates a seamless play from defense to offense. And I mean, even on things like the joust, we've kind of got down a load of strategies, and I've got a spreadsheet of all the variations, and it's a growing one. But yeah, there's lots and lots of different things that we've got that we can tie into matches. And I feel like for us, when we're on the front foot and we're playing the game we want with the strategies, and we're kind of picking out, basically going through the list saying, right, we're going to do this one, or we're going to do this one, we end up on the front foot like really well, because we kind of end up pushing other teams on the back foot because they then have to kind of spend a lot of time guessing, and because we've got so many varied ones, it does help as we go through things. I think that you can see in the matches that we play really well in, that they'll usually be by like a landslide because we end up on the front foot. And I think when we play and we can get to play that kind of game that we want to, it shows in our play basically.
That's great.